So guys, today's video I'm going to be talking about how you can bring your spouse over to Italy using a Schengen visa, alright, or a family visa. Of course, probably this time it might not be a Schengen visa because it might be a long stay visa. That's the reason I say it might not be a long. But when applying for a family reunion visa, alright, or bringing your spouse over to Italy, it may be that the embassy or the consular will grant her a visa for 6 months. All right. If it is a visa for 6 months, it is no more a Schengen visa. But how you can bring your spouse over to Italy. Now, I will be talking about the procedure. I will talk about some of the requirements and the procedure you need to follow, guys. So that is what you should understand. What is happening to the camera? Yes. So now, the first thing, I will start with the requirements before I talk about how the procedure will run through, okay? If you are in Italy, if you are working, if you have a job, all right, if you have a working contract, and your wife is somewhere in Africa, or maybe you think, or you are thinking of bringing someone, I think this is the easiest visa you can ever get, especially if you have money and you have your working contracts. Now, how do you bring your wife over to Italy, or your spouse? Let me use the word spouse over to Italy. There are a list of documents you need to produce in order to bring them over. Those documents I'm going to be talking about, you have to take those documents, all right? Your wife has to produce some of the documents, give to you, you add to some on you, then you send to the authorities in Italy. The authorities is called the Prefectoria, all right? From the Prefectoria, you give them to the Singola, all right, to sign the document. I don't know if I'm producing the names well, but that is in Italian. I'm not an Italian, all right? Then when they sign the document, they give you back the documents to send to your spouse somewhere in Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, South Africa to apply for the visa at the VFS office in that particular country. I hope you understand. So first, the documents will come to you, then you send to the Prefectoria. From the Prefectoria, they go to the Singara. It is a Singola or I don't know, but all that is in Italy. You send to the then they will sign the documents and give you. You send back to your wife, all right? Then they will take the documents and apply for the visa, probably using the VFS office or the consular in that home country he or she is, okay? Now, going further to the documents, I will be talking about these things gradually so we all understand. I received a question last time from a subscriber asking me to produce a video like this, so I had to do some more research because most of my videos, I make sure I do research and bring the content to the core before I produce it, before I film the video so that people can consume, okay? Guys, before I forget, if you are new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and support the movement. Thank you so much for understanding. A special shout out to my people watching from Nigeria and all over the continents, like especially in the United Kingdom, Canada, United States, Cayman Island, and Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you so much for understanding. First document you need is called the Fiscal Lavoro, all right? This document is probably like a work contract or your working permit, all right, in Italy. That is the first document you need in order to invite your wife to Italy. Now, the second document is called Doctorat de Lavoro. That is the plan of the house. Now, there is a special technique here the Italian consular, or let me say the embassy, wants to see, all right, when you are planning to bring in your wife to Italy. Now, they need to see the plan of the house because they do not know how many people are going to be living in that apartment or that particular building. So you need to show them plan of the house. And according to the Italian authorities, if you must invite your wife or your spouse to Italy, all right, their accommodation requirements, which are in line with hygienic requirements established by the Italian law, must be met. And what are the requirements in terms of hygienic conditions? First, the number of family members in the apartment must be known. The minimum area required in the apartment must be known, and the minimum number of bedrooms must be known. According to Italian law, 2 persons in an apartment needs to occupy a minimum area of 45 meters square. All right. Then a minimum number of bedrooms of 1. The bedroom must be 1 for 2 people and a minimum area of 45 meters square. You must calculate this and show the officials, all right? They need to see that. Then 3 persons in an apartment must occupy 55 meters square and a minimum bedroom of 2. 4 persons need to have 60 meters square and minimum bedroom 2. 6 persons need to have 75 meters square of 3 bedroom 2. Alright, of 3 bedrooms. Now, if the number of people are 10, you need to have at least 105 meters square in that apartment. You need to calculate, and it should be equivalent to this. This is minimum, alright? And the number of bedrooms should be 5 for 10 people. So looking at it, 5 bedrooms, 10 people means that 2 per bedroom, alright? I hope we understand. That is what you need to show according to Italian law, okay, guys, before you can invite your wife to Italy. Anything short of this, you may run into problems because you may be asked to get another apartment, or they will not process these documents, all right? You have to be strategic about this and know all of these things. The next document you need is called the Nulla Osta, the originals and the copies of the Nulla Osta. It is called the invitation letter, all right? Then this invitation letter is going to come from the Prefectura in Italy, all right? There is a way they do it. You can ask around and they are going to direct you about how you are going to go to get the document. For you now in Italy, because you are bringing your spouse over to Italy, so you in Italy need to get this document from the Prefectura. Now, you need an international passport. The passport should be valid for at least 1 year, because your visa may be a visa for at least 6 months upwards to 1 year. But I know sometimes you can get it for 6 months, because this is a long stay visa, because it is your spouse. They already know she is coming or he is coming and may not be able to return quickly. So they want to make sure that your passport is okay. Now, you also need something like a family lawyer who is going to follow up those documents, especially the invitation letter, because sometimes they have to submit the documents to the Prefectura, like I said at the beginning of the video, and from the Prefectura it has to go to the Singalo to be signed. I don't know if it's the Singalo or the Singara, or I'm pronouncing the word differently, but of course you can always find this name written on the Italian embassy website or consulate, alright? So you can verify again. I'll put a link in the description box so you can verify all of these things and know the right spelling. Now, when you submit these things to the officials, alright, you have to submit those documents I just mentioned, alright? In addition to those documents, you also need to show plan. Alright, remember there is proof of funds, which I'm coming to talk about that. There are other documents you need to add to these documents, and those documents include a passport size photograph. That should be 35 millimeters by 45 millimeters. You can always check which background to use from the embassy website or from the VFS office website, alright. You also need to show proof of relationship. If you are married, if you say this is my spouse, where is the marriage certificate? Very, very important. Birth certificate of your children in case your wife is moving with your child. Very, very important. Put those things inside and submit them. Now, until you are applying for the visa, before you can pay the visa application fee at the consulate or the VFS office, whichsoever one you are going to, and your plane ticket, proof that you have booked the flight, or let me call it the flight itinerary, all right? You will need to show proof of this. Remember, all those documents must be in originals and photocopy. Don't always take just original documents to the VFS office or the consulate. No, you may reach there and you want to legalize, or you may need legalization, and it will be difficult for you to maybe locate a photocopy machine to do all of that, all right? I hope you understand. Now, the financial statement says that if you are living in Italy, you must be making at least 5,830 euros a year, and 50% of that amount must be made for the family members who will join you in Italy. So in essence, if you want to invite your wife and your child, you should be having at least 11,661 euros a year. That is the money they want to see in your bank account in Italy, so that it can convince them that if these people come in, they will be able to feed from your pockets. Because remember, they will just move in newly. Though they will be entitled to work, they will be able to work, but that is going to take time. You need to first of all prove that within 1 year they are coming, you are able to take care of their accommodation, feeding, and everything. I hope you understand. Now, these are the documents you need. Proof of funds must be included, and after you submit all of these documents, like I said, it's going to take 5 months because they have to move with them from office to office. These are some of the documents your wife needs to send his or her own if there is anything for her to send, of course. Your passport photocopies, or let me say your passport data page, she must send to you, the person in Italy. At about 5 months or so, when these documents get back to you, you now send them to the individual in the home country, maybe Nigeria, Africa, or Ghana, or South Africa, or after receiving all these documents now, what you basically need to do is to book an appointment at the level of the embassy or the consular or VFS offices. Most at times it is the VFS office. If you get a Schengen visa, that is preferable. If you get a long stay visa, it is not going to be a Schengen visa. But anyways, if it's a Schengen visa, of course, they may give you for 3 months or 6 months. It doesn't really matter. When you reach Italy, you have to do a residence permit. All right, I hope you understand. Now remember, when you are applying, you have to book an appointment at the level of the VFS or consular. All right, I think for Nigerians it should be somewhere around Lekki. The VFS office should be somewhere around Lekki. All right, you can book an appointment, go there, you submit your documents, you pay your visa application fee. All right, remember, flight tickets must be available, flight itineraries must be available. Insurance must be available as well. But in certain cases, if your husband over there or in Italy has his or her medical insurance, you do not need it again. But check the VFS office website, the global service, all right, you are going to be using to apply for the visa. Sometimes it takes 3 to 4 months, but at the end of the day, you will still get the visa. And when you get your visa, you are gone to Italy. All right, so that is what you should understand. This process is a very lengthy process, especially when the documents are still moving from office to office in Italy. Of course, your spouse over there is going to be doing the processing for you, but like I said, when everything is done, he or she will send them back to you. All right, so if you want to start the process, make sure you are patient. It takes at least 6 months because your visa alone would take like 3 to 4 months, all right, to be out. But it doesn't take 2 months, sorry, 3 to 4 weeks, let me say 3 weeks to 1 month maximum for their visa. But for the documents to leave Italy back to you in Africa or somewhere around the world, it is going to take at least 4 to 5 or 6 months even, because it is a very lengthy process. So that is what you should understand. I hope I managed to give in value. All right, if I didn't give in value here, don't bother, just know value will come in the next video. All right, until we meet again in another one.